So these are all the products I'm using. I just wanted to show you one-on-one. I use Febbings Leather Sheen, Cadillac Leather Boot, Febbings Leather Craft, and Febbings Black Leather Dye, and then I just picked up this acetone from Walgreens. Hi everyone, so I am here today to show you how to dye a Chanel bag, and this is the steps I will be taking to prep the leather. So for starters, I am going to use acetone to wipe the bag down. So I'm going to be using some Q-tips and an old sock that I have. The easiest way in order to basically do this is to wet the sock down with some acetone. Make sure you're using 100% acetone. I just grabbed this from Walgreens. And just make sure you go lightly on the leather and make sure you get all of it. So this is the same as the leather sort of dye that they have, the prep solution. It's made out of the same ingredients, so you don't have to worry about spending the extra money when you probably have what you need at home. So all I'm gonna do is wipe down this front section, and make sure you do it in sections. I'm making sure that I do all of the sides as well, because you really want to make sure you get a good rub down with this. And I'm gonna go in between the creases just because I want the leather to really be able to seep up the leather dye. And for some of these, like around the C, it's really a lot easier to use the Q-tip just to get along. So what I am going to do next, let me just fix my plastic here. Is I need to find the two ends in the chain so I make sure I can take the leather out and then dye it. So right here you can see is where it ends. So I need to find the leather end of it and pull it apart. We will fix this at the end. So right here, as you can see, is the end, and we're just gonna pull that apart. So this way, you can pull it all out. Now, here we take our sock, again, that was used for acetone. Got it, and just take the leather and just you can pull it, do however you feel is best. Just make sure you get it coated. Alrighty, then we'll let that sit for about 20 minutes and then we'll get started on dyeing the bag. Alright, I have my setup. I have my dye in the box, I have my sock, and I have the purse in the bag. Just like this, with my handy dandy gloves on. And I'm just going to make sure that I take my brush to do some of the sides, and this dries fairly quickly, so we're just gonna do a nice coat paint with this dye to make sure you get in all the crevices. And you also need to make sure that you get the string. Just be careful with the brass, but if you get any dye, it will come right off. Just want to make sure that you get a nice even layer. But what I said about the stitching is make sure you dab really well into it. As you can see, it's already drying as well. That's how fast this is. It's a pretty fast process. Okay, now I'm just going to open this up with my fingers and use the dropper canvas and just use this to make sure I get in the grooves. Everywhere. Is doing the back. So I'm just using my dauber tool just to coat this whole thing. Alrighty, so here we are. We're just gonna let this sit and dry for a little bit, and then we'll tackle this front and then the inside. Alright guys, so I have dyed this a second time and I'm going to use this Leather Sheen by Febbings on it. So let's get started. And make sure you shake the bottle. And the leather should be dry. It's been over 24 hours since the second coat. And I'm just going to use my sock, not the one with acetone, the other one I had. Just wet it and buff it off until no more color comes off. So as you can see, there is a difference between this, which has leather sheen on it, and this one that doesn't. Alright everyone, so I am now going to condition with leather lotion. And it's just a creamy white. And for this, I'm just using paper towels. And what you have to do is you have to go on with the cloth and then immediately rub with another cloth after. All right, everybody, this is the final step of the video. I'm going to show you how to glue the leather back on. I'm going to be using Febbing's leather cement, a paintbrush, and some binder clips because I don't have any clothespins on me right now. So all I'm going to do is get some leather cement and put it right on the leather. Press down on this leather. Take my binder clip and just sort of clamp it on to hold. This part will dry clear, but actually I'm going to put it on the inside of yours so you'll never see this part anyway. And I'm just going to do the same on this side. And we're gonna let this dry another 24 hours. Even though it doesn't take that long, I'd rather just let it dry. And then your Chanel purse is ready. So here is one more look at it. You can see it shined up very nicely. There was a little dent in the leather, but other than that, it turned out really good. Thanks for watching.